All right, guys, let's go over today's trade and today's data in market netflow and gex. Today was awesome, guys, so I figured that I'd get on and do a little recap yet again. It's become kind of like a daily occurrence, so hopefully you guys enjoy these videos. Let's get right into it, okay? Okay, so right off the morning, guys, we had call flow absolutely going crazy. We had it at about 10 million net at about 6:37 my time, so 7 minutes after market open. You could see how bullish the market was, and then 15 minutes after market open, you can see that calls went up to about 13 to 14 million. Right off the bat, when call flow or even put flow gets like that, you can almost guarantee that you're going to get a very, very successful trade in the morning. And that's exactly what happened. Okay. So I said in the morning, this is looking awfully juicy for calls. What I was waiting for at this instance, you can see over here in the chart too. So we did have quite the sell-off at market open. We went from 497 all the way down to 496. And once we tapped that 496, we got a very juicy bounce. So I did actually snag some calls a little bit early before the convergence flipped down here. But then once the convergence flipped and it was guaranteed that we were going to head back up, I did grab some 0-day calls. But down here, I did grab a little bit safer a couple days out or a day out. I can't remember exactly which ones I got. But I did grab some calls down here at this 496 gex level. And then we got the clean bounce off here as call flow was ramping up. So that happened all within a span of about 30 to 45 minutes. And you can see how awesome 0-day expiration calls went. It actually went further. We got, that's how much I made. Check out the dancing dude. But we actually got upwards of 70 to 75% on those 0 days, which was really, really awesome to see once we tapped this 498 level up here. But let's go back to the flow charts here. And then we can talk about what happened. So you can see how bullish flow was. This is only an hour and a half after market opened. Okay, guys. So this caught the green convergence about here at this consolidation area. This was about at, I want to say 496.50 or so is where we were consolidating. You can see by the price chart here. It triggered at 496.50, and that green convergence caught a $1.50 move to the upside, and it hit our upside target of 498. And why I wanted to see 498 is because of this negative gex level. This 498 flipped negative like right at market open from what I remember. So that was my immediate upside target. And what is really cool about gex is that can be your upside target. It can also be your take profit levels as well. So you can see what the market did actually right when we hit that 498. It was right on the penny actually. This is the 498 level. You can see over here on the chart how well it hit that level and then just reversed completely. So that was the most successful trade of the morning. I wish I would have gotten into some more later on, but we can talk about those as well. I made all my money in the morning, and I figured that I didn't really need to do much or risk losing anything else when I made so much already in the morning. So let's take a look here at what happened. So great convergence was a little bit late to the party. It looks like it flipped gray back around that 496.50 level. So after $1.50 back down to the downside, we finally got that great convergence. And it actually did play out even more because we got a flush below that 496 level down here, and we went even lower on that great convergence. So that was something that was cool to see as well. You can also see that calls were selling off, indicating that the bulls were kind of getting a little bit weak during midday or so. And then we bottomed around the 495-ish level, almost 494 is where we bottomed. So quite a bit of downside move, not going to lie. I didn't catch that downside move, but for the most part, something that I did notice is that the call flow actually stayed put even after the sell-off of the market and the sell-off of calls. We still stayed relatively bullish. And then once we started to pivot back up, you can see that call flow started to go up as well. And I let everyone know that at about 10:39 my time. So I said that 498 is pulling negative again on gex, and call flow is going up a bit here. And then you can see here what happened once we broke back above 495, and then we were heading into that 497 range again. Oh, sorry, this is 496. So eventually we did hit that 498 level, but it wasn't until a little bit before close, about 30 minutes to 45 minutes before close, when we hit that 498 gex. So it did take a little bit of time, but eventually it did hit. And then I also noticed that this 497 gex level, we were having a little bit of trouble breaking through it, but eventually we did break through it once we saw green convergence. So it did flip a few times, green convergence, but I'm going to go over this on another video, probably on Sunday of next week. So I don't want to go into great detail, but you can see how many times green convergence flipped. It did get a little bit choppy during the day, but eventually it did work out. And we got that move past that 497 gex level, that positive one. So there was a lot of strength in the market for sure. And then, yeah, that was definitely supported by the call flow. You can see how much we went up. We went up from about 40 to 30 million or so, all the way up to 60 to 70 million towards close, which is really, really insane. And we got that impulsive move to the upside. At market close, that last hour was crazy. But what was also, so last thing that I do want to mention that was cool was that 499 level was actually pulling negative before it tapped. So about an hour before the market closed, that 499 level actually was going negative. And if you guys know, those negative gex levels tend to be price magnets, and price tends to follow towards that. And we actually hit that right at market close, which is kind of funny. But yeah, guys, that was the day. I only caught that one trade in the morning. That was enough for me. I made a good $400, and I'm happy with that. I hope you guys in the Discord caught that with me as well. There's some really, really good setups, and price action has been phenomenal. So we should be taking advantage of the data and what it's been given us. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one.